So this year in 2023, I had breast augmentation with Dr. Greechat.
So last year I had FFS with Dr. Green Chat, and this year I had GRS with Dr. Buren.
So for me personally in America, breast augmentation was the only surgery I could actually afford in America. So that's why I ended up getting that one first. As far as FFS goes, that's the one I really would have preferred to have had first because it's kind of the first thing people see when they look at it. And that's the thing that caused me to get misgendered the most by people. So it really bothered me the most, and that's why I really wanted to get it as soon as I could.
So in America, healthcare costs are very expensive. So I was trying to find other options that were more cost effective, and I knew Thailand was a great place to go, but it was very overwhelming and I didn't really know how to go about things at all. So I was searching on the internet looking for some sort of service that would help me organize everything, kind of get everything together, and I came across Thailandia's website and it just seemed perfect. And so I reached out to Cherie here, immediately got a response through email, and she just put everything together real quick, and just it was perfect. It was so easy for us.
The reason we decided to use Cherie's service here is she provides like the perfect intermediary between us and everything in Thailand, including the doctors, but the hotel, anything you need. She's pretty much your eye in the sky, so to speak. I mean, it's true the doctors at the clinics do understand some English, but it's not perfect by any means. And if you really, especially when you're getting surgery, something this important, you want somebody that can correctly and accurately communicate what you want to the doctors and the staff. So I think it was very important, and I'm glad we got our services.
And just to add to that, it just takes a lot of the stress of the entire planning process. Cherie here takes care of like travel from the airport to the hotel. We'll book your hotel rooms for you. We'll arrange all your appointments for you, pick you up from the hotel or send you a car. She just takes all of the stress out of all of this very, very stressful process. And it's just very nice to have someone here who can talk to everyone and knows all the answers.
It really is.
Yeah, so out of all the surgeries I've had so far, which is FFS, breast surgery, GRS, FFS was definitely the most painful and probably the most miserable recovery out of all of them, but it was definitely worth it in the end.
Yeah, the result, right?
Exactly.
The final result here. Right?
Exactly, the results are what at least to me counts the most.
How long did it take for the swelling to go down?
So for me personally, I mean, everybody's different obviously, but I mean, for me personally, before a majority of it went down, it was like 6 months for me.
6 months is quite normal.
Before I started to look kind of normal-ish.
Yeah, I remember when.
So for FFS, I would say I'm like 95% satisfied with the results. Everything, don't get me wrong, everything that I've got has been a vast improvement compared to how it was before. The only things that would tweak would be kind of the nose shape a little bit, rather than curving down, just have it curve up. Yeah, rather having it curving down, just have it curving up a little bit. It's kind of more what I was after. And I did want to have like slightly bigger upper lip, but they kind of recommended against like any injections or fat transfer or anything. They're rather minor things. They're only things I might get revisions for possibly, but like I said, even still, vast improvement over what it was before. So it was definitely a very good experience. He's very gentle, very attentive. He's very receptive, willing to listen, take things slowly. I was definitely happy to work with him. He was very comforting, very gentle. I can't argue with the results. As far as the look, it's perfect, at least as far as I can tell. Even I'm starting to get feeling there already, which is a miracle. I didn't even expect to. I didn't expect to get anything quite like that this soon. So definitely moving in the right direction. For GRS, by looks and feel alone, I would say I'm 100% satisfied so far. Like I don't have any complaints. Now, the first hour out of surgery was obviously the most painful and rough, but they had me on a morphine drip for a couple of days, so the pain was rather manageable. The only downside, I think what bothered me more than anything during recovery was the nurses coming in like every 1 or 2 hours to like take my blood pressure, to tell me to drink water, or give me a sponge bath or something. Yeah, I mean, overall, I can still walk around. Sitting's a little rough. Sleeping has to be on my back. I mean, if you already sleep on your back, you're fine. Me, I usually sleep on my side, so I'm a little getting used to. But all in all, I can't complain. It's been a pretty smooth process. I mean, out of all my surgeries, it's been the smoothest one so far. For me personally, and again, everybody's different, but for me, the most challenging recovery was FFS by a long shot. Just the pain alone lasted the longest. I was having trouble breathing. It was just hard getting around, doing much of anything. And it was like that for months, at least for me, versus breast augmentation, which was only like a few weeks of, pain and inconvenience and stuff, or GRS, which has just been even easier to deal with, which was really 1 hour of pain and more just little inconveniences here and there.
So my FFS cost $33,000 US, which by American standards, that's very cheap, because the same procedure in America would have been at least over $100,000 US. However, by Thai standards, it is a little bit more expensive, but you do get what you pay for, obviously. So it's definitely worth it, I think, to go to the more experienced surgeon and get the proper procedures.
So the GRS cost that Sophie had was $9,300, which was very, very affordable for us.
Yeah, in America, the same procedure would have easily been like $100,000, which is insane. Also, the doctors here in Thailand tend to be more experienced as well. So not only is it cheaper, but you're getting better doctors doing the job. So everybody's going to be a little bit different because everybody reacts to hormone therapy a little bit differently. Like some girls, for example, are going to get bigger breasts than me than I did when I first started, or they might get a more feminine face than I did when I started. So I guess the way I personally decided and went about it was what's causing me the most dysphoria? What's causing me to get misgendered the most? So that's kind of how I tackled it. So by getting the things that, you get misgendered the most by, it helps me, help me feel comfortable, long enough to kind of get that next surgery. And, it's a good gradual process. As far as advice for breast surgery, I would recommend getting it done here in Thailand. Where you can have a better doctor doing it. It'll actually be cheaper. As far as, that actually goes for all the surgeries, not just breast surgery. GRS, FFS, get it here in Thailand, preferably. As far as preparation, for FFS, just be prepared, if you get everything done like I did on your face, just be prepared to kind of be miserable, for a few weeks at least, be in a lot of pain, but focus on the result, because again, it's going to be worth it in the end. And trust me on that one. For breast augmentation, if you're going to go realistically each procedure before you see the full final 100% result, it's usually around a year, depending. Some people heal quicker, but the important thing to remember is to stay calm and give it time, because it's not going to happen overnight. Every surgery takes time. Breast augmentation, it was at least 6 months, 6 to 8 months before most of the swelling went down for me, because the bigger you get, the longer it takes to heal. For her, it's probably going to be much less. FFS, for me personally, took at least 6 to 8 months as well, maybe a little bit longer, before it finally fully went down and I looked normal and everything. But again, the important thing is to not panic, to take it one day at a time and just to be patient, more than anything. You can't judge the result right away, right out of the operating room. You got to give it time. Bye.
Bye.